Hey guys, and welcome Next Level Profits. Today we're going to be talking about a simple tutorial here today, not too in depth, but we're going to go over how to create a landing page and just give you some of the basic fundamentals that you need when you go and start embarking on this adventure. One of the things that you really need to do when you want to create a landing page is first of all step back and figure out what kind of page you want to create. You can go very simple to very advanced and very involved. This tutorial is going to talk about really the simple necessary steps you need to create a very simple landing page with a simple call to action for your business. Now, the tools you really are going to need are three different tools. You need an HTML editor, you need an FTP client, and you need domain or a hosting space. For an HTML editor, we recommend composer.net. It's free. So as you're trying and testing this out, you don't have to go spend a lot of money on fancy software. You can just go in here and pick up Composer, go to composer.net, and it's absolutely free. FileZilla is what we recommended for your FTP client. That basically means a software that's going to take the files that are on your computer you created and load it to the internet. And then obviously you need domain or hosting space. We personally recommend Liquid Web, and as a matter of fact, why don't I go show you on our resource report where that is. And if you go to nlprofits.com and you go over to our resources that we provide here, one of the things you're going to see is you're going to see a place right here for a web host. You can click right on Liquid Web for a web host, and it'll bring you right to the web hosting site for Liquid Web, and you can just pick up a real simple, inexpensive monthly subscription to web hosting account. So we're going to go ahead and dive right into this here, and we're going to start talking about how to use Composer. First of all, you have to go to composer.net, and you have to download it so you have it on your computer. We obviously already have Composer on our computer here, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead on our end and we're going to open the Composer. Now, once Composer opens here, we'll drag it into this next screen so you guys can take a look at what it really is. Well, actually, it opened up into the screen. That's perfect. Let's just make the window so it fits perfectly into here for you so you can see what's going on, and then we can kind of just give some quick examples of how you can go ahead and use Composer. So what we're going to do is we're not going to get too fancy today and insert a bunch of images and whatnot. We're going to keep it really simple. So this right here is what's called an HTML editor, and what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to start to just kind of create a quick little example page that you can use. Well, first of all, you got to determine the width of it and all that kind of good stuff. So what we're going to do is we're just going to click on Table. We're going to insert a table, and it's going to give us an option. How do you want it? Do you want it one column, two columns, two rows? We're going to kind of just go and we're going to split it like this. It's going to go one row and just two columns. So we're going to click on it, and it's going to stick it right here. So here it is, right? Well, we want to make it a little bigger. See, right now it's about 280 and 280 on each one. So what I want to do is just double click on it, and I'm going to go and I'm going to say I want to make it, look at this table here. I want the width of the table. I want it to be 800, let's say. 800 pixels wide. All right. I want it to be centered on the page. I don't want it when people open the website, my page to be kind of off to the left. So I go center and just hit apply. And as you see, what it did is it just popped it right there in the center. Real simple, nothing too challenging. And the other thing I want to do is just take a look at the cells. And I want to look at the cells and I want to center those as well. So I'm going to go horizontal alignment and just go center. Okay. And then we're going to hit apply, and then we're going to hit OK. So one of the things that you're going to do is, let's say you're just creating a simple landing page, for example, that gives a report of some sort. And why don't we say it's for an industry? I didn't really think about the industry when I was going through this tutorial, but why don't we just say it's maybe how to run a marathon or how to train for a marathon in less than 12 weeks or in a part-time basis or something like that. We're just picking a niche that's just whatever out there. So we go H1, we create a header, so we go into H1, and we're going to say the kind of font we want. I want it to be a Tahoma, so we'll go down there and just click on that. And then the color I want it to be is this red, this right here. So now I'm going to say is just a quick header, and I'm going to go ahead and type that in. I'm going to pause this while I'm doing that. Okay, so what I did is I put a just catchy little headline here, warning, do not attempt to train for a marathon before reading every word on this page. So now what that did is it's kind of, if someone's looking to train for a marathon and all of a sudden they come to this page, they're going to go, whoa, what do I need to do? What do I need to see, right? So now what I would do is I'd simply go ahead and put some text down below that kind of gives them a few bullet points of why they need to take a look at what we have to offer. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and do that right here. And while I'm doing this, I'm just going to make this up as I'm going along. I'm going to pause this video and come back to it so you guys can see what I put in here. Okay, so I added some quick text, just made something up. It says, hey friend, the story begins a few short years ago. I had a desire to train and run for a marathon. The problem was I literally had no extra time to follow the standard training method recommended to prepare for the marathon. One day, by accident, I stumbled upon a set of training rules that would literally take only 15% of the time and energy, yet give the same result. And then underneath I put a couple bullet points. And then, close it out saying, hey, fill out the information to the right to receive your free report. So now what we need to do is pop in some information over to the right. We need to put an opt-in box, which you'll learn about that in later trainings, and then probably a video. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go ahead and pause this, and I'm going to show you over in this cell over to the right how we go in there and insert some different things like a video and an opt-in box and that kind of stuff. So first what we'll do here is we'll just go and we got to double click on, we're actually going to click right here. You see the cursor flashing. We're going to center it, and I'm going to type in, it's going to be right at the top. Actually, I want to give this space, and I'm going to type in insert video. Okay? And now I'm going to go ahead and type a couple spaces, and then I'm going to say simply fill the information below to receive your, to receive your free report or something like that. So you'll see what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause it as I'm doing this. Okay, so what I did is I just wrote insert video, and I wrote submit your info below to receive your free report, and then I put insert opt-in. Now the opt-in is a simple HTML type code you get from your autoresponder, and you can go back onto our resource report to check out what autoresponder we use. So what it does is it gives you a code, and you got to put that code in the source code. So to do that, look at your bottom right here, and you're going to see where it says source. I'm going to click on source, and it's going to bring up all this crazy code, or this like text, HTML, right? So you just scroll down, and what I'm looking for is where it says insert opt-in. So take a look here, insert opt-in. I copy and paste the code that it gave me, which actually is right here. It's a little script code, okay? And then I go back to hit design, and it brings me right back here, and it shows me the script. Now I have to actually change something. It's going to, if I don't change something, it's going to be off-centered. So what I need to actually do real quick is go back into there, and I need to scroll down, and I need to get rid of this code for a quick little second here. We'll write insert opt-in again. We'll go back to the design, and here it is. So what I actually am going to do here is I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to say insert a table. So I'm going to go to table, insert, and put a table in there, and just do one cell table. And then actually I need it to be the same, I got to change the width here. I made it real big. I don't want it to be that big. So what I need to do here is go to the width to be percentage of cell. I want it to be 100% of the cell. So I hit apply, and then it changes it. Okay? So this is the table. So now what I do is I go in here and I hit center. Oops, I double click it and I go to center because I want to center everything in there. Okay? And I hit apply. And what that's going to do is it's going to basically take this cell I just created here, and anything that's in here, it's going to center it right in. So now I go insert opt-in. Now I go back to that source code, okay, and I'm just going to hit source, and I'm going to go down and look for the insert opt-in wherever I put that, and you can see it's right here. So now I'm going to copy and paste, or just paste in that code that I got from my autoresponder. And now as you can see, it's in here, it's going to be centered in here, it should be all good. Up here it's asking me to insert a video. Now to do that, it's the same thing. I'm actually going to go and grab a video HTML embed code, and you can get that simply from YouTube, and we'll show you how to do that kind of stuff later. But let me go grab a quick code, and we're going to go pop that in right now by hitting source. And we're going to do that exact same thing. We're going to scroll down, and right where we see insert video, we're going to paste in the video embed code that we grabbed, and you can grab that right from a YouTube account or for something like that, for example. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit pause, and we're going to go ahead and go on to part 2 because I'm running out of time. This will only allow me to upload 10 minutes into YouTube. So why don't I go ahead and we're going to continue to part 2 in a little bit here. So with that, guys, I look forward to seeing you over on part 2. And as always, visit nlprofits.com to register for your free bi-weekly live training sessions.